All right, and a good Sunday to you. Welcome to another episode of JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. Again, where we're going to unearth, rediscover old lost tracks. Sometimes they could be from a very obscure artist. Sometimes they could be from, a big artist. But, throughout the years, they've kind of gotten lost a little bit, fell through the cracks. I always say special, right? I got one that's really gonna get unearthed. An artist that, came out in the 60s, duo. As you all know, my first love, of course, is rock and roll, metal, heavy metal. That's my first love, which, it branches out. There's so many genres now of rock and roll and metal. I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock. Then it morphed into a little bit more heavier stuff, hard rock. You got the 80s Van Halen, then you moved up to Iron Maiden, Dio, 80s glam rock, Metallica, Slayer. I've gone as far up as extreme metal, which they call. I'm a big black metal fan. Underground European black metal, death metal as well, not so much, but I do like some bands as well. But black metal is in my heart. But of course, heavy metal and all that. But I'm really fond of the 70s, late 60s, 70s psychedelic era. Folk rock, I love. I'm a big fan of Joan Baez, Chris Christopherson, of course, Johnny Cash. You got that movement as well. Simon and Garfunkel, Janis Ian. I mean, I'm a big fan of all the folk rock. Joni Mitchell, I love all that stuff. A lot of it came out in the early mid 60s. This one's not exactly folk, but they are. It's a duo consisted of male and female. The early stuff's really good. It's kind of poppy, rocky, sounds very traditional. Duo artists we're going to talk about today, Sonny and Cher. Okay, they were the biggest thing in the world in the mid to late 60s. She became again big in the 70s, and on top of the world late 70s, 80s, 90s. One of the only artists who's been successful for 5 decades. Bunch of #1 songs. Of course, they're big, but again, we're not going to talk about the big hits, the big songs on the charts. Although this one did chart a little bit. Actually, no, this one didn't chart. We're talking about Sonny and Cher. Okay, the duo of Sonny and Cher, which came out in the 60s, early 60s. This is their second album, The Wondrous World of Sonny and Cher. It's a great album, music-wise. Arrangements are amazing, production's amazing. Let me take this out of the sleeve here, the jacket or sleeve, plastic. This is in mint. I got this in mint condition. Okay, there's Sherilyn, Sonny Bono. The song we're talking about is Laugh at Me. Okay, this is the studio version. It's great as well. First discovered this song on a live album they made. Great live album. Sounds amazing. I heard this song Laugh at Me, caught my eye because Sonny is a songwriter, composer, okay, great producer. And I looked for this album for the longest time, okay, couldn't find it, but came across it at an antique shop in OB, one of my favorite cities in the world. Ocean Beach, I love that city. Shout out to OB. Gonna try to get out there as soon as I can, now that summer's coming in. This is their second album. Okay, their first album, Look at Us. This is their second album, but Laugh at Me, it's a great song, sung by Sonny, written by Sonny. It's kind of a maybe autobiography of him, I don't know. Came out in 1966. Sonny does vocals, Cher does vocals as well. What I love about this album is background musicians. I always like to get really further detail who played what. The Wrecking Crew played all the background stuff. Hal Blaine on drums. You know, you got the great musicians there, and songwriters. You know, Glenn Campbell was part of the Wrecking Crew early stuff. He might have been on this album. You know, you had the other guys, Leon Russell, but the musicianship's amazing. And as you all know, the Wrecking Crew was the backing band for a lot of great artists back in the 60s, late 60s. You know, Jan and Dean, Mamas and the Papas, they did background for the Monkees, of course, we all know that history. But check out this song, Laugh at Me by Sonny and Cher. If you can get into their albums, they're great. Totally different from Cher's solo. Of course, she became the biggest pop icon, pop music in the late 70s and 80s. But again, I'm a big fan of the folk rock, pop rock, 60s, psychedelic. I have an array of albums during that era. I love all that stuff. But yeah, this is a unique JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. This will probably get posted maybe Monday. Having problems with the posting for some reason. Reception's been bad lately. Summer's coming in now. Temperature's been cooperating, hasn't been too crazy. I know other parts of the country really hot right now. My friends down in Texas, I know they're reaching 100+ degrees. Shout out to my friend Gene. Hopefully he's staying cool. I'm sure he is with the AC. He's a big Cher fan, huge Cher fan. Seen her, I don't know, numerous times. He's always told me you should come check it out. Hopefully she'll do another tour. Maybe I will. I'm not sure if she's doing the Sonny and Cher stuff. I gotta ask him. That's a good question. But I heard her shows are amazing. Cheers to you. Okay, keeping it cool. I know last week I did my episode. I was mentioning that I've been on a mezcal phase, still am. Had another type of mezcal this past weekend, really good. But yeah, check out Sonny and Cher. This picture, cover shot photo, was taken by a big time producer or director photographer, Jerry Schatzberg. Okay, he's done a few album covers, Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. When I read that name, I first got introduced to him by watching, my favorite actor of all time is Al Pacino, and his early stuff was pretty unknown, but he directed Scarecrow and The Panic in Needle Park. When I saw that name, I looked it up. Is this the same guy? Yeah, sure enough it was. He's like 95 or 96 years old, but great director, great movies. But yeah, this cover shot was photographed by him. But check out The Panic in Needle Park, great movie. Very underground, very dareful, bad for the time. But yeah, a couple anecdotes from the album as well. It's produced and arranged by Sonny, 1966. Okay, their second album, so check it out. Laugh at Me is the song. This was recorded in mono. It sounds great. If you have a nice system, it doesn't have to be the best, but decent turntable with some speakers, the sound is amazing. You guys who haven't, check out your music on vinyl. If you're not, you're losing a lot. Okay. Yeah, Apple Music, all that's fun and great. If you're at a party, throw on Apple on your phone. But when you listen to music, like me, a connoisseur of music, when we delve and focus and concentrate, you gotta have the vinyl. Okay, you gotta have those crackle. Some have more, some have less, but you get everything. You get the whole music, you get the whole vocals, separates everything. You get the big picture, everything. When I think about digital music, it's just like a tunnel, just one tunnel. All you're getting is that. with the vinyl speakers. I mean, you're just getting everything, full broad spectrum. Okay, but enough on that. Okay, but yeah, check this album. You know, rest in peace, Sunny. Cher's still doing her thing. Hopefully she'll do another tour. Maybe check her out. Okay. But yeah, gonna make it short and sweet. Again, Sonny and Cher, the wondrous world of Sonny and Cher. They had a couple of singles off this album. I think it was "I Look for You" and "Summertime." They did a couple covers from the Kinks and stuff. "Bring It On Home's" even on here, the famous Sam Cooke song. Okay. So laugh at me, Sonny and Cher. Check it out. As a fan of music, you got to give credit to other types of music as well, but never leaving first love, depending on where it is. All right. So hope you have a good week. I'll see you on the next one, and keep cool out there now that summer's coming along. All right.